let's take a look at just one exercise progression and see why we go from zero to dense to standards. So in zero, we're just working on being able to handle our own body weight through our own ankle range of motion. So what this is doing is following science on ankle mobility, which reduces plantar fasciitis, heel pain, Achilles tendon problems, and by having the strength in this position, we're actually following the most consistent common denominator with preventing ACL tears. So this is a really simple goal that you can see with assistance and how far you reach. Anyone can work on it and lay an amazing foundation through the ankle. Then in dense strength, we're building on that ankle foundation, now putting a slant board there. So that reduces the ankle's job, but it's actually proven to strengthen and grow the patellar tendon. So we take what we built in zero, and now in dense, we can make our knees even more elite than if we never used the slant board and just stayed with zero. So there's more to gain here. However, every step still scales. So anyone could do zero, and then anyone could do dense at their own level. My mom is 66 and she's on dense right now. Then in standards, we're putting it all together. Notice heel up, but no slant board. So this is requiring me to build all the way through my foot and get my foot and ankle strength to match my knee strength. Now this step, there's no studies done on it. So in zero, it's the most scientifically proven stuff. In dense, we're still following exact science. Now in standards, we're following logic, because this has actually been used to make Olympic gold medals in people who previously had knee problems. So this is actually an incredible exercise created by a famous physiotherapist who helped the Canadian downhill ski team go from riddled with knee surgeries to cleaning up gold medals at the Olympics. This is the king, but we get greater results out of this to the degree that we worked with the slant board before, and before the slant board, that we built that ankle mobility and that strength through the ankle. And again, every step still scales. So my mom's on dense, she did zero, now she's on dense, and she'll go on to standards after dense, and she'll just do it at her own level. 12 weeks on each program has simply worked best because it gives time to adapt to each new motion you're working on. There's nothing magical about 12 weeks, and there's nothing hidden from you. You can go onto the site at any time, look at each program, learn every progression. Then we're working for you 7 days a week in the app. We're coaching your form videos on your current exercises, but we're also there. It's totally up to you when you want to go from one program to the next. So 12 weeks is recommended, gives enough time to adapt, but no, there's nothing. We are just here to service you. We can progress your program anytime you desire. Zero to dense to standards also follows an optional upper body progression that, again, from zero to dense to standards takes you one step at a time, with the goal really of building bulletproof shoulders. And it also has a mobility progression that goes from zero to dense to standards in a very logical order. While zero requires literally zero equipment, dense does then benefit from some equipment, though nothing is actually very expensive, and I still show you for everything how to makeshift it until you do get the correct piece of equipment. Standards would then benefit from the most equipment, but again, in terms of gym equipment, everything's very affordable. So I've built my entire gym, and I can do all 23 standards for less than the price of a single treadmill. And again, I still do show you how to makeshift anything and how you could still calculate your standard even without the correct piece of equipment. And every movement still scales, so I can work at a level that allows me to go from being a terrible athlete to now having freakish athleticism, but my mom is still working on her Nordic at her own level. Last but not least, the freaky things you may see me do on Instagram, you're not forced into any of this stuff. The fact that I can do this now without any pain, that's the beauty of this system. It's all built on a simple proven concept, which is that every study ever to date on knees or every other part of your body only shows the same thing: more pain-free ability, less pain, less injuries. So the entire system is built on that. You're never pushed into anything with pain, and in fact, that would be breaking the very system itself. The entire system works on the concept of just addressing your pain-free ability. So every single movement scales to the level you can do without pain, and then we train at that level. And what occurs? Well, for me, I mean, this knee was never supposed to fully bend. This one I had to rehabilitate torn ligaments that I should have had surgery on. Now I can do stuff like this with zero pain. But this is the product of the system. This actually isn't how I got there, and it was actually from going down to these furthest regressions. I had some of the worst knees that I'd ever started with, and that's why I can help just about anyone to get more pain-free ability, and that can equal less pain.